try to get to 7-0.
Well, that was a lengthy pause. That was a long pause that Tom had as he was trying to consider the answer to that question. It's the first time he's won a game at home without throwing a touchdown since week 1 of 2008 against the Chiefs. And candidly, that was the game that he got knocked out with the knee that he cost him the season that year. He's now thrown 0 touchdowns in 2 of his last 3 games. So the conversation, we've been here this morning and we talked about Daniel Jones and we've talked about Brady and the Patriots offense, which has been struggling to some degree. And as we work on Jonathan's microphone, we'll talk over here for a minute about the Patriots defense, because in the NFL right now, the defenses that get a lot of attention are the ones in Buffalo and in Chicago. But is this Patriots defense, Bobby, actually the best in football?
Well, statistically, they're the best. And even when you factor in the defensive efficiency rating, which granted that takes into account that they've played terrible offenses so far, they're still the best. And it starts outside with Stephen Gilmore. He's the best corner in the NFL. It allows them to do some different things. And I kind of liken this back a little bit to the Patriots of the early 2000s, where they had Ty Law on the perimeter, a Hall of Famer, and then they had 10 other guys out there that do what Bill Belichick asked them to do their job. They get pressure on the quarterback, they stop the running game, and when you turn the football over like that, you're going to put Tom Brady and maybe an offense that's struggling a little bit in a good situation to go score the football.
Darrelle Revis, who knows a thing or two about great corners, tweeted last night watching the game, Gilmore by far the best corner in the game right now, #shutdown, #1. As you, through a quarterback's eyes, Mark, watch that Patriot defense play, what are you seeing?
They're tough. I wouldn't want to throw against Stephen Gilmore, especially with the tight end on him. That was a bad matchup, and Daniel Jones is going to learn from that bad decision. But this is an electric defense. These guys are really supporting that team, and as you guys know as players, there's 3 phases: offense, defense, and special teams. The offense is a little bit down right now. You see Tommy's frustrated because he has set such a high bar and such a high standard. He's pissed, and he's not okay with just winning. He wants to win the right way. He wants to score points. He wants to help this team. And it's hard for him right now because they're shorthanded. But the rest of the team is picking them up, the defense and special teams, and that's okay through this stretch, but they got to get better.
I want to emphasize the turnovers. We're watching highlights of the turnovers. That is the single most important stat outside of points against for any defense. That I remember my championship run, Super Bowl championship run, all we cared about was getting turnovers, getting takeaways, and not giving up points on the board. I don't care if you have 500 yards. If we have 5 turnovers in that game, we're winning, period.
It feels to me like the way the game is played now, the way it's officiated, the way the rules are put together, the defenses are not, no matter how good you are, you're not just going to stop offenses cold. So to your point, can you make game-changing kinds of plays? And that is turnovers leading to points. And not only did they take one into the house last night, and obviously the special teams, they also had a pick that set up a short field. So they're doing the things that the great defenses of this era can do.
And they do it not just with great players. Like I said, I mean, it's the fact they play smart defense. Defensive guys, you watch that film, Vilma, you see at the beginning, the snapshot you see at the snap is not what you see after the ball is snapped. The quarterback, it changes dramatically, and that's why they always give young quarterbacks so much trouble. It is their disguise.
Not Mark Sanchez.
Well,
It's worth pointing out, by the way. It's worth pointing out for those who may not remember or be aware that while they have won all these championships with the greatest quarterback of all time, Bill Belichick made his mark as a great defensive coordinator. That's what he was under Bill Parcells before he became what he is now. So he knows a thing or two about defense, too, and right now that defense has been really good. Now, the question is, do they have enough weapons on the offense? Maybe the answer will come in the form of that guy. You saw Rob Gronkowski making his debut as an analyst on Fox last night. But Patriots owner Robert Kraft on the pregame on NFL Network had this to say.
Have you guys had any conversations about him maybe stopping back and, getting the game in?
We all love Gronk, and I think the bottom line is he hasn't put his retirement papers in. So we can always pray and hope.
I think everyone had that reaction. Whoa, he hasn't actually technically filed his retirement papers. Is he coming back?
I think he eventually comes back, because I think when he gets a call from Tom and the Pats are 10-1 or 12-1 down the line, and he thinks, I can hop in on a moving train. I didn't have to go through training camp. I didn't have to deal with any other nonsense, and I have a chance to go win another Super Bowl. That's how every one of us would hop off.
Can he, though, Mark Sanchez, can he realistically, week 9, week 10, week whatever, just step right in and be Gronk?
It's going to be difficult. I'm going to say yes because I really want it to happen, and I just want to see that text like, hey, bro, come back from Tom. Come catch 10 more touchdowns.
No.
Why not?
It's not happening.
It could.
Why not happening?
It could.
Of Gronk coming back?
Yeah.
Well, one, he doesn't look like he's ready to come back, but that's another issue.
I wouldn't want to cover
The
him.
most important thing is, as you said, if the Patriots are 12-1, 13-1, hello, they're winning. They don't need Gronk. They don't need him to win the Super
can't
Bowl.
hurt, though.
They are
He
good
can't
enough. He can hurt because you now take away a roster spot of someone who has been contributing. You have to get this guy acclimated. How many games is it going to take him?
Acclimated?
How
He
many
knows the
games is it going to
system.
take him to get? Oh, so he can just step in. So you're telling me any player can just step off the street and just run in and then play?
You
be
could do it
productive?
right now.
Any
You
player.
could go play
Okay.
a game right now.
Who could?
You.
No, I can't.
Yes, you
I would get
could.
run over. Dude, I cannot play right now.
I would like to see Gronkowski against Vilma at some point during this coming. Well, so we'll see. Anyway, Robert Kraft clearly not closing the door on that. Much more on this Football Friday as we go, but there was another game of a